Period. Like, are you kidding me? Larry Bird in this era? Are you kidding me?
If Larry Bird was playing today, he would still be the MVP of the league.
Larry Bird is far more than a basketball legend from a past generation. He set the standard for complete excellence on the court. If he stepped into the NBA in 2026, he wouldn't need to adjust to the modern game because his unique skill set would fit it perfectly. Bird combined unlimited shooting range, exceptional court vision, and one of the sharpest basketball minds the sport has ever seen. Long before spacing, ball movement, and positionless basketball became the league's identity, he was already mastering those concepts. Instead of relying on explosive athleticism or highlight reel dunks, Bird dominated through intelligence, preparation, and flawless execution. He always seemed to know where the next play was unfolding before anyone else, turning every possession into an opportunity to outthink his opponents. His legendary confidence and relentless competitiveness made him just as dangerous mentally as he was physically, as he constantly challenged defenders with his words and then proved them wrong with his performance. Every pass, screen, shot, and movement had a purpose, allowing Bird to control games without needing flashy plays, making him the kind of player who could thrive and perhaps dominate. In any era of basketball, every part of Larry Bird's game had a purpose. His decisions were never accidental, and every movement on the court was designed to create an advantage. Basketball players from different generations have consistently pointed to his rare combination of skill, intelligence, and versatility as qualities that would make him an extremely difficult matchup in today's NBA. Bird had the ability to exploit defensive weaknesses, control the tempo of a game, and stay several steps ahead of his opponents by treating every possession like a game of chess. His dominance was never tied to the 1980s. It was built on fundamentals that translate to any era. Former rival Isaiah Thomas has even said that Bird would still be an MVP-level player in today's league, explaining that his greatness came from his basketball IQ, elite shooting, and relentless competitive spirit rather than the era he played in. With the modern NBA emphasizing floor spacing, three-point shooting, and fast-paced defensive systems, Bird's exceptional passing, outside shooting, and all-around court awareness would make him a natural fit, allowing him to thrive without changing the way he played.
I think it was Dennis Rodman who recently said that if Larry Bird played today, he'll have to play over in the European League.
If Larry Bird was playing today, he would still be the MVP of the league, and his team would still be winning championships. Now, why do I say that? Because we just watched the Joker, who is very similar to Larry Bird, take his Denver Nuggets team and win the championship. So if I look at these two players and if I'm saying they're similar, then Bird would probably win 2 or 3 championships in this era.
In this era right now.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas has even compared Nikola Jokic's style of play to Larry Bird's, pointing to their shared ability to control games through patience, elite passing, and effortless decision-making rather than raw athleticism. To Thomas, that comparison proves Bird's game would fit perfectly in today's NBA, and he believes Bird would do more than post impressive statistics. He would lead teams to championships. According to Thomas, Bird's leadership, basketball IQ, and ability to deliver in clutch moments would elevate everyone around him, making him the driving force behind a title contender. Former NBA star Baron Davis echoed that belief from a different perspective, highlighting Bird's physical tools alongside his skill. Davis argued that Bird's size, strength, and balance would allow him to exploit modern defenses, especially in an era built around switching and smaller lineups. Guards would struggle to contain him in the post, wings would have trouble matching his strength and footwork, and centers would be forced away from the basket to defend his outside shooting and exceptional passing. Bird never relied on overwhelming speed to create opportunities. Instead, he used positioning, timing, and physicality to control defenders, absorb contact, and consistently generate high-quality scoring chances for himself and his teammates.
Period. Like, are you kidding me? Larry Bird in this era? Are you kidding me?
That's
You know
what
what I mean?
That's what be boiling my blood. But
It'd
people
been more
don't.
rough though
For who?
for Larry.
How?
And it starts.
What you mean?
How?
Just the physical
He's
capability.
6'10", dude.
That's a lot of
240,
6'10". Nah,
okay.
it's a lot of that.
And
That's
he-
all I'm
and-
saying. He birthed that. Don't get me wrong, he birthed it. I'm just saying we hadn't seen it
Who's
then.
going to be matched up against Larry Bird? Karl Anthony Towns.
That's a nightmare, man.
For Karl Anthony.
Larry Bird's ability to control the game with strength, positioning, and composure would remain a major advantage in today's NBA. Over the course of 4 quarters, his consistent execution would gradually wear down opponents both physically and mentally, forcing defenses to adjust to his every move. As Baron Davis pointed out, if Bird was already nearly impossible to stop during his own era, there's little reason to believe modern defenders would have an easier time, especially with today's rules placing even greater value on perimeter shooting and offensive skill. Kevin Durant may not have watched Bird play in real time, but his influence was impossible to ignore. Coaches regularly used Bird's film as a teaching tool, analysts constantly measured emerging stars against his accomplishments, and veteran players spoke of him as the standard every great player should strive to reach. That lasting respect is what separates Bird from many legends. He is not simply remembered as one of the best players of his generation. He remains a benchmark for basketball excellence, and if he were competing in today's NBA, his impact would be felt from the moment he stepped on the court.
Larry Bird, well, not really, he's older, but you grew up kind of knowing the legend of Larry Legend, and love for the game and love for practice and love for shooting. I think that we're similar in those areas, but he allowed players like myself to kind of dream big and think big at that position and to do things that traditional small forwards, I guess, or big men weren't doing, and he's one of the first guys you've seen.
As Kevin Durant learned more about basketball history, it became clear why Larry Bird's influence has never disappeared. Bird did more than excel as a forward, he transformed what the position could be. At a time when bigger players were expected to stay near the basket, rebound, and score inside, Bird expanded the role by becoming a gifted passer, an elite outside shooter, and the primary playmaker for his team. He proved that size, skill, and basketball intelligence could be just as valuable as speed or athleticism, laying the foundation for the versatile forwards who dominate today's NBA. While Durant has developed his own unique style, many believe Bird helped create the blueprint that made players like him possible. Durant has also praised Bird's composed approach, noting that his confidence came from complete control of the game rather than flashy celebrations or unnecessary drama. Meanwhile, Hall of Famer Dominique Wilkins has rejected the idea that Bird played in an easier era, arguing instead that he thrived during one of the most physical periods in league history. According to Wilkins, Bird faced relentless contact every night, battled through hard fouls and constant defensive pressure, yet still found ways to score, lead, and consistently outperform his opponents. Larry Bird's impact extended far beyond scoring. He controlled the pace of games, created opportunities for teammates, and consistently made the right decisions under pressure with remarkable precision. That is why many believe his game would be even more effective in today's NBA. Hall of Famer Dominique Wilkins has argued that the modern emphasis on freedom of movement and floor spacing would only increase Bird's advantage, as defenders would no longer be able to use the same level of physical contact that he routinely faced during his career. With more room to operate and rules designed to encourage offensive creativity, Bird's shooting, passing, and basketball IQ could become even more dangerous. Former NBA star Paul George also witnessed Bird's extraordinary talent firsthand while playing for the Indiana Pacers, where Bird remained involved with the organization. During one practice, George recalled seeing Bird walk toward the exit in business attire when a loose basketball rolled in his direction. Without stopping or taking a warm-up shot, Bird casually picked up the ball and fired it through the hoop with perfect accuracy before continuing on his way. It was a simple moment, but one that perfectly captured the effortless confidence, natural touch, and timeless skill that made Bird one of the game's greatest players.
I remember it was after practice, right? And we were shooting around and he's walking out. To this point, I've never seen him play. So we're shooting and he's walking out of the gym about to leave, but the ball rolls over to him. And I'm sure he probably haven't shot the ball in years at this point. So he picks the ball up, bro. Shoots that motherfucker cash from 3 too, and he's in slacks, he's in a button down. Oh, bro, he cashed that shit and then just smooth walked out, bro.
Larry Bird never needed the spotlight to remind people why he is considered one of basketball's all-time greats. For Paul George, one simple moment changed the way he viewed the Hall of Famer forever. Bird was no longer just a legend from old highlights. He became living proof that true greatness never disappears. During Lance Stephenson's time with the Indiana Pacers, he witnessed a similar display. Although Bird had been retired for years and was no longer in playing condition, he walked into the practice facility with the same quiet confidence that defined his career. Without any introduction or fanfare, Bird picked up a basketball and began shooting from beyond the arc. There was no warm-up, no extra dribbles, and no dramatic build-up, just one smooth shot after another as he reportedly buried 10 consecutive three-pointers, leaving everyone in the gym watching in complete amazement. Every shot reportedly found the net perfectly, with no hesitation, no celebration, and no need for attention. According to Lance Stephenson, the entire gym went quiet as everyone watched in disbelief. There were no jokes, no conversations, and no distractions, just pure respect for what they were witnessing. Bird did not need to give a speech or explain his greatness. He simply showed it. That moment represented everything about Larry Bird: confidence, accuracy, and complete control. Even years after walking away from the game, his shooting touch and basketball instincts remained intact. It was more than just a nostalgic story about a legend from the past. It was a reminder that true greatness does not disappear when a career ends. Sometimes it stays hidden, waiting for the perfect moment to appear and show everyone what elite basketball really looks like.
The whole team is just stretching, and Larry just walks on the court, like grabbed the ball and started jacking threes, like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, do y'all see this right now? And he made like at least 10 in a row threes. Like just walked in, came in, looked at us, was like looking at us stretch and hit like 10 threes in a row and walked off and sat like he ain't do nothing. Like it was regular, and folded his legs and just sitting there looking at us. I'm like, yo, this guy's nice.
That's Larry Legend right there.
I'm like, man, that's a legend right there.
Red Auerbach believed Larry Bird's greatness came from something far beyond natural ability. It was never just about his shooting, passing, or scoring. It was about his constant desire to improve. Auerbach saw that Bird was always searching for another advantage, always finding ways to expand his game and stay one step ahead of opponents. He refused to become predictable. When defenses changed their strategy, Bird found new solutions. If teams focused on limiting his scoring, he turned into an elite playmaker. If defenders took away his favorite spots, he created different ways to hurt them. As his athleticism naturally declined over the years, his basketball intelligence only became stronger. Auerbach witnessed the dedication behind the scenes, extra practice sessions, detailed film study, and small adjustments that created huge results on the court. Bird was never motivated by attention or recognition. He was driven by the challenge of becoming better. That relentless commitment to growth is exactly what many believe would allow him to dominate in today's NBA, where adaptability and skill are more valuable than ever.